Hello guys, this is Felby Tapel and today in this presentation I would like to discuss what is configuration management, what is change management, and what is project management because every organization when you are in applies these three factors under the operations management, which is the configuration management, change management, and project management. What is configuration management? Configuration management is a system engineering process for establishing and maintaining consistency of products' performance, functional and physical attributes with its requirements, design, and operational information throughout its life. It means that in configuration management, it is an engineering process which inside the organization you have to maintain the consistency of the product's performance. So in the organizational structure, the configuration management works when it comes to the implementation of the system that guided by the performance and how the organizational structure works. So that's how configuration management. And the next one is the configuration process is widely used by military engineering organizations to manage change throughout the systems to the life cycle of a complex system such as weapons, militaries, vehicles, and information system. So it configuration management applicable not just in business organization, it's also in the military. Configuration comes from itself on the configuration management means it is unidentifiable and documented physical characteristics of a product which example of a product it's what they call a material. So for example, if you have to configure a thing, so you have to make documented, or you must know what is the characteristic on that, on how to configure that thing. So in the business organization, the core there is product. So you have to know the characteristics, and that's how configuration works. Here are the elements of configuration management, which are the version control, baseline and release information, audit reviews, physical audit, and build and integrate. So we will tackle that on the next. There are activities during this process on the audit reviews, which is the configuration auditing is conducted by auditors by checking that defined pressures are being followed and ensuring the SCM goals are satisfied. Next is to verify the compliance with configuration control standards, auditing and reporting the changes made. SCM audits are also ensure that traceability is maintained during the process, ensures that change the baseline comply with the configuration status reports, and the last one is the validation of completeness and consistency. So, in the audit reviews, this process are always applied to maintain stable and proper audits on the configuration management, and also helps in the organization. We have the configuration audit in the elements of configuration management. A configuration management process that confirms the integrity to a system product prior to delivery. So there are two types of configuration audits. The first is the functional audit and the second one is the physical audit. So when it comes to functional audit, it talks about function. So they have an independent evaluation. So the audit is prior to deliver and verify what should be the requirements that specify on the software and have to be met. And the next one is the physical audit, which is the objective of the physical audit is to provide independent evaluation of a software products items to confirm that all components as built version map to their specifications. Especially this audit is held to verify that software and its documentation are internally consistent. Here are the steps in configuration management process. So we have the configuration item identification, promotion management, release management, branch management, and change management. Here are the types of promotion in the promotion management, which is advertising, direct marketing, sales promotion, personal selling, and public relation. This is the next topic. What is change management? So, change management is the management of change and development within a business or similar organization. In a simple definition, defies or means that every organization or the leaders of that organization make make new things that could make also change in the entire organization. So every teams of the organization use change management to control and identify the required changes. So it means they have to also implement their process that how to make a change inside the organization, either business or what we call software. So how to implement change management? First thing to do is you have to define the change, because in the change management you have to define what the thing that you want to change in the organization. The second one is select the change management teams. Otherwise, you have when you want after you define the change or the thing that you want to change, so you make a team that could help to plan a change. The next is what we call identify the management sponsorship and secure commitment. So the next one is what we call develop implementation plan including metrics. And the next is implement in the change in stage if possible. Then the next one is collect and analyze data. The next is quantify gaps and understand resistance. And the last one is modify the plan as needed and look back in the implementation steps. So in short, you have to review everything to finalize your change. So these are the tutorial for overcoming the resistance to change. So as you saw the tutorials there, so the creating a shared in need. So I just like to highlight because it could waste a time. It should be read the definitions or the descriptions. So mobilizing commitment, then the monitoring progress, then finishing the job, and the last one is leading the change. So how change works. This is the figure with the tutorial for overcoming resistance to change in the configuration management or the change management. So as what you saw in the figure, the first must be the current state, the transition state, the curve state. As you saw in the figure also, all the tutorials have been combined on how the tutorial or the change should works. So this the figure, the basis or the guidelines, because if you want to become a future leader of change, so you can use this figure to implement in the organization. So in the change management, you have to define the goal of change by improving an organization by altering how work is done. So when you introduce the change to the organization, you are ultimately going to be impacting one or more of the following. So first we have here in the processes. Then the next is the system. So how could make an impact to the system in the organization? The third is the organization structure. So We are now here. The third topic is what we call the what is project management. So project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities in order to make stakeholders' needs. So the techniques that we want to make a thing or the project to meet the expected needs of the project. Here are the problems in project management. So first, let us know what is schedule delay. So schedule delay is measured as a utility, or rather this utility. It refers to a distinction between the time arrival or departure that is desired to the actual time. So the next one is what we call the cost overrun. So cost overrun means you are trying to the project project or the budget in the project or the amount must be overrun, which there should be a cancellation. So instead of making the project, so they spend the cost to another. Next, we have here a another problems in project management, what is called the HR management, which is the several aspects of project management need to be considered or undertaking any type of project. And one of these aspects is human resource management and its many components. So the the purpose why there is a project management through human resource management, because they're trying to analyze the project, and they focus on how to create the project, and what should be the cost and the time on making the project. So the next one is what we call risk management. So risk management means you're trying to take the actions and to adjust in place. So you should act proactively in alleviating vulnerables before any major damage is incurred. So risk means it can be the result, either risk or not. So you have to prepare. Next, we have here the communication and the project quality, which is also part of the problems in project management. So communication in project management, it is very important, because effective communication between the team members and the leaders will be the huge effect that, or the huge chances that the project should be done inappropriately. If if the lack of communication or misleading communication will appear, so there are the chances that there are some failures in implementing the project. So the next, we have the project quality. So they're focused on the in the project, the quality must be applied. Another stages in project management is what we call data collection and updating. Data collection, these are the information that you want to collect, or the process of collecting information in the specific variables. So it means that in project management, data collection is one of the biggest contribution to of what are the information gathered will be studied and analyzed. So the important things there, or the information, will be used, or otherwise there should be add adjustments. The next is what we call up updating. So this is the fourth stage in project management, which changing and adding different market plans occur. Next, we have here the implementation and evaluation in project management, which implementation gives a proposed plan that the selected and the assigned team on the project will be executed or applied. So the next is what we call evaluation, which gives Set of actions that are carefully assessed in this stage will determine effectively and efficiency of the plan of the driven. So why companies use project management? So they're used because it is for effective organization and communication, the clear agreement,